Welcome to Reality Narratives, where every tale echoes through mysterious corridors. If you're ready for this spine-tingling adventure, subscribe and give it a spectral thumbs up right at the start. Your comments will unlock uncharted realms, so let's dive in what eerie mysteries stir your imagination. Many more secrets lie ahead. Let's uncover them together. Isolation in the Atacama Desert was suffocating. My days were spent maintaining observatory telescopes, while my nights were consumed by aimless wandering beneath the vast, starry sky. One restless night, I strayed farther than usual, headphones muffling the silence. My phone's battery died, plunging me into complete stillness. That's when I saw them faint, flickering lights in the distance, lanterns swaying in the wind. I followed them, my curiosity pulling me closer, until I stumbled upon a rusted metal door, half buried in the dirt. It was adorned with strange engravings of playing cards. I hesitated, then knocked. The door creaked open. A man stood there, smiling unnervingly. Without a word, he stepped aside, motioning for me to enter. Inside, the air was thick with dust. The bunker was dimly lit, and the walls were covered with shelves of scattered playing cards. "What brings you here?" he asked, his voice oddly cheerful. "I work at the observatory," I muttered. I was bored. His smile twisted. "You shouldn't have come here." Before I could respond, his grin returned, stretching wider. "But since you're here, let's play poker." I sat at the table, uneasy. Behind him, something was covered by a cloth. The deck of cards felt warm in my hands, like they were alive. We played in silence. As hours passed, my unease deepened. Finally, the cloth slipped off, revealing a blank card. I froze. He noticed my gaze and smiled. "That card? It's the last piece of my collection. The King of Hearts. It's what I need to complete my deck." I laughed nervously. "What do you mean? It's just a card." "Of course, right now it's just a card. But soon it's going to be a King of Hearts. The only card that I'm missing from my collection. All it needs is a soul who I could communicate to, and you're that lucky soul." He leaned in closer and spoke a word I couldn't understand. The air around me thickened, and the blank card in his hand began to shimmer. Before I knew it, I was trapped inside the card, unable to move, unable to scream. My body shrank, my form distorted, until I was nothing but a King of Hearts, imprisoned within the cold, flat surface of the playing card. The souls trapped in these cards. "They make me invincible," he said softly, as if savoring the thought. He waved a hand, and the walls of the bunker creaked open, revealing rows upon rows of skeletons. I was watching all this entirely trapped in a blank white surface. "These are all 51 people. Oops, 52. You're the newest addition. Your flesh is still fresh. It shall rot soon. Worry not," he said, whilst laughing aloud. "They all tried to leave," he whispered, "but their souls became part of my deck. And now you all will play forever." Putting all 52 lively cards, including me, inside his pocket, he could be heard saying, "Now, I'm always going to hit a royal flush." As I lay trapped within the card, I could feel the faint echoes of other souls. Their whispers brushed against my mind, fragmented and desperate, pleading for release. The man shuffled the deck, his laughter resonating like thunder in my ears. "You see," he said, inspecting his grotesque collection, "each of you strengthens my power. The more cards, the more unstoppable I become." He slid the deck into his pocket, and darkness consumed me. Time no longer existed. All I knew was the cold, suffocating stillness. From within the card, my torment was endless. The man would appear inside, his grin stretching unnaturally wide. He would mock me, walking freely in this prison where I remained bound. "How does it feel?" he would sneer, tapping the surface of my confinement. Sometimes, he'd sit beside me, shuffling a deck that felt alive, each card whispering faint cries of despair. "I come here when I'm bored," he'd say, leaning closer. The others scream, "But you're my favorite." He would vanish as quickly as he arrived, leaving me alone, helpless, waiting for the next haunting visit.